What's good, YouTube? Gamer Zero is coming back at you with some more Shadowfall. Let's continue. Continue on. Yeah, I just got home from work, literally. Let's grab my money. Or actually, we're just gonna go on the next mission because I already took care of everything. Okay, let's go. It it's just gonna be. I don't know what to do. I'll probably do the glory mission though, because that one is actually not that hard, and especially for my character. Like, it's gonna be good. Wait, oh shit. I was like, wait, am I stuck? No. Because Iger's is kind of hard. Blitz's is actually really hard. Um, Especially for someone like me, so. Because, like, with the Shadowrunner, oh yeah. Oh, I love those missions because, like I said, Shadowrunners are busted. Who's up in my comment section? Wow, wow, no text, God love though. Why are you awake? It's freaking. You gotta go to work. Those missions then. Okay, chubby chips. Like, I literally just sat down and drank some water. And then turned my game on. I was gonna text you. Whatever, that's not the point. Well, I'm sorry, Chip Chips. I apologize. I didn't know you were awake. Okay, baby. Well, I love you, honey buns. I apologize. I'm sorry. Uh huh. Alright, baby. You're gonna shower? Okay, baby. I love you. Okay. So let's continue on with the game. Like I said, I'm sorry, Chubby Chips. But the weathered edifice of Firstel looms above you, dark and sinister in the chill night air. Despite the horrifying stories that Glory told you about this place, something about it feels strangely comforting. In the back of your mind, insidious voices whisper that you could stay here forever. Do you feel it? The lure of this place? Glory gestures with a limb of chrome and steel. When I was a kid, when I was whole, the pull was irresistible. Yes, I can feel it. It's almost pleasant. It's meant to be. That's how it gets to you. It worms its way inside of you, changes you, and you don't even realize what's happening until it's too late. She looks at you and her eyes are dark. When she speaks again, her voice is quiet but steady. You're going to see some terrible things here, Zero. For Stell exists to prey on the young, and we're going to have to come face to face with that. Are you sure that you're prepared for this? I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. She studies your face for a moment longer, then looks away. Good. You want to compare notes? Make sure that we're both on the same page? She nods. We save the street kids and runaways that are living here. We take them away from this place before Harrow can turn them into monsters. We keep them from following in my footsteps. Any suggestions as to how we should approach this? Harrow keeps a shrine in the compound. It's the key to his control over the cultists. We're going to purify the shrine and break that control, and then we're going to lead those kids out of here. Tell me more about this shrine. It's a lump of rock about as tall as I am, inscribed with runes and encrusted with bone. Its power comes from an entity that Harrow bound into the stone, something very old and very dangerous, a toxic spirit. In many ways, it is the heart of this place. The voices that you can hear whispering in the back of your mind, those are the spirit's voices. It saps the will of anyone who sets foot on these grounds. We can't save those kids until the shrine is dealt with. They'll fight us if we try. I want to hash out a few more details before we head inside. That makes sense. If you have any questions, it'd be best if you ask them now. So how do we purify the spirit? Some sort of ceremony or ritual? Something like that. It'll be easier to show you. I've got everything we'll need right here. She pats the satchel that hangs from her shoulder. But when the time comes, I'll conduct the ritual. But before I can do that, we're going to have to face the spirit on its own terms. And that's going to be dangerous, Zero. If the shrine controls people here, then how do you have anything to feel guilty about? Nothing you did under Harrow was really your fault. Her face flushes red and she breaks eye contact with you. I wish that were true, but it isn't. Back before I ran away, Stell was nothing more than a cult of personality that revolved around Harrow. He didn't need magical help to keep us here. We loved him, and we believed in his message. He created the shrine as an insurance policy. And you think that something has changed, and that he started abusing the shrine's power? She nods. Yes, and I think that my escape was the cause of that damage. I know Harrow. When I ran, I bruised his ego. His charisma and charm had failed him, and my disappearance rubbed his nose in that failure. He wouldn't be willing to chance something like that happening again, not when he had the means to prevent it. So the cultists here, they're like puppets? The shrine controls them? Not exactly. It's more insidious than that. Think of the shrine's influence as a drug. It lowers your inhibitions, makes you compliant. If you were to stay here for a couple of days, you'd fall in love with this place, and you wouldn't even know why. All of Harrow's bullshit would start to make sense. You'd be happy. In essence, all of the street kids here are addicted to this place. That makes them a threat, yes, but it also makes them victims. Let's get back to talking about what we're going to do in there. Fine by me. Why attempt to purify the spirit at all? Why not just kill it? The spirit has its fingers in the minds and auras of every kid in this compound. If we kill it, those kids will get hurt. They might even be killed. We can't take that risk. But if we can cleanse the adversary's corruption from it, it might withdraw from their minds willingly. And then we can get them out of there. Exactly. I think I know everything that I need to do. Oh, I think I know everything that I need to. Let's get moving. She nods and the razors flick out of her fingertips. I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's get it. The doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirming sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle, then feel heavy. The closer that you get to the doorway, the more of a struggle it is to continue moving forward. It feels as though the strength is being siphoned from your body. We're gonna fight through it. You grit your teeth and lean forward, forcing your heavy limbs to move through sheer force of will. As you near the doorknob, it begins to glow red. Crackling sparks leap from the glowing brass, and the crisp smell of ozone fills the air. Oh, hold up. As you step away from the door, the crawling sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. Glory stares into the light, frowning. The shrine room is through there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Harold must have warded the doorway after I ran. How do we get through? The ward is like a lock. There must be a key. Back when I helped Harold run this place, he and I were the only ones allowed in the shrine room. So we look for whoever has taken my place. That's where the key will be. How will we know who that is? It'll be a girl. Harold would never take a male as his second. He wouldn't want the competition. And her hair will be fire red. It's a sort of insignia of rank within the cult. A girl with red hair. Got it. An ostentatiously large tome sits cradled on this pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book's spine anchors it to the pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's manifesto. The handcrafted line of bullshit that he feeds to his initiates. We all ate it up with a smile and came away convinced that he was a genius. She leafs through the pages with an articulated finger. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as it was when I lived here. Maybe there's something in there that we can use. I wouldn't want to hang around long enough to find out. This is Harrow's personal library. He used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in here, Zero. Sick things. I was never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said that it was for our safety, and I think that he was telling the truth. She pauses. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay any longer than we have to. I've been on edge since we came in, but that doesn't change the fact that we should learn what we can. Alright, I'll watch your back, but try to be quick. Leaf through the beginning of the manifesto. You flip through the early pages of the manifesto, find what looks like a good place to jump in, and start to read. When I first set out on the path to free living, I realized that I'd have to rethink all of my earlier assumptions about life. I'd have to question my own values and beliefs, and I need the strength to trust in the answers that came to me. Excuse me. The prospect was daunting, but it was also necessary. The road to true freedom is paved with unanswered questions. After all, you can't learn to be free from a book. The answers won't come from a Bible, an instruction manual, or a code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chains. The path to true freedom is one that each of us must walk on his or her own. What makes life worth living? What in life is truly valuable? And what is the dross that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answers to these questions. Slowly, agonizingly, I pared down the list until only 4 items remained. These 4 items became the cornerstones of my new philosophy and the basis for everything that First Stell stands for. Love, the first cornerstone, and the most important. Without love, life is bland and meaningless. Without love, we might as well be machines. Love what you do. Love the people around you. But above all, love yourself. Self-determination. The second cornerstone. Each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods and no more kings. Your life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. An assault on your freedom is an assault on your whole being, and this must be met with an equally ferocious response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserly life is an empty life. A miserly life is an empty life. If each of us is his or own master, then nobody should live as a serf, which means slave. By helping others along the path to enlightenment, so do we enrich our own lives. Passion, the final cornerstone. Complacency is poison. Be wary of it. Ambition is the key to a fulfilling life. Don't settle for what is. If you do, don't settle for what is. If you do, you abandon what could be. You hear a rustling sound behind you. Glory. Turning, you can see a troubled look on her face. That ominous feeling is getting stronger, Zero. It feels like we're being watched. Continue reading. Leafing through the middle of the book, you find a section dedicated to Harrow's rules of living. Be free. Be free in all things and experience that freedom with your whole being, body, mind, and spirit. Discard the oppressive traditions of modesty and shame that you've been indoctrinated with since birth. The free thinker has no use for them. Your body is a source of pride, of pleasure, and of succor for yourself and for others. Enjoy it and share that joy freely with those who desire it. Be selfish. Don't enslave yourselves to others at the expense of your own happiness. Take what you want and do so unashamedly. Our desires are an important part of what makes us human. Society has trained us to hide that part of ourselves from the world. But the free living person doesn't cower in the shadows. Own your desires and rejoice in them. Selflessness is ultimately dishonest, and dishonesty has no place in a free society. Show reverence. The free living person understands that the only true governance in this world is the law of nature, and that in nature there is a hierarchy. The rabbit doesn't question the wolf. The mouse does not wonder why it must run from the cat. They do because they must. Their survival depends on it. As it is in nature, so it is at First Stell. Know your place in the food chain and understand the mechanisms by which you can better yourself. You leaf forward and find that there are at least 20 more pages worth of rules. Each is worded vaguely enough to have multiple interpretations. You hear another rustling sound. Glory moving behind you. She stares down at the rules of living, a look of disgust on her face. Clear, simple rules, with a focus on instant gratification. I can see why this would be appealing to a street kid. She nods. That's what Harrow wrote them for, and he mined an entire library's worth of 60s counterculture essays, new age self-help books, and cult manifestos to do it. There isn't a single original idea in this thing. You couldn't have known that. You were a kid. Glory freezes up. Her shoulders hunch and her eyes narrow. Zero, that ominous feeling. It's getting closer. There's something in the room with us. I'm sure of it. We need to get out of here now. Continue reading. You keep an eye out. I have to finish this. There might be something in here that we need. The final pages of the manifesto devolve into semi-cohesive rants about anarchy, social Darwinism, free love, and the Horn God. You've seen this kind of thing before. Harrow's philosophy is collapsing under its own weight. Unfortunately, none of his cultists seem to have caught on to that fact. Done. This philosophy of Harrow's really starts to break down. Glory lets out a startled cry, cutting your sentence short. Out of the corner of your eye, you see her wheel to face something behind you. All at once, the room fills with a slaughterhouse smell. A smell like blood and bile and feces, the stench of an abattoir. As you turn, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a charred man with a pair of tortured faces where its shoulders should be. The thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting white hot sparks in a fiery plume. An oily substance runs down between its dangling legs and spatters onto the floor. Where those drips land, they burn. Zero, look out! What? Is it time to punch? Oh, okay, my boy. You want to get active with it. You want to get active. You want to get active. You want to get active, my guy. What's good, bro? Dude, that's a 0 AP attack. What is happening right now? Glory. I needed that. I needed that attack. Oh, well, it's time for that. Time to beat him up. Yeah. The body of the thing that attacked you begins to dissolve at the moment of death. As you watch, its tissues break down into a growing slick of bubbling pitch and rendered fat. What the hell was that? Something from another place. Glory stares at the remains of the creature, now a dark stain on the library's floorboards. Like I said outside, the boundaries between the physical world and actual space are weak here. Things can come through. I believe you. Let's clear out before it happens again. She nods. We need to get moving anyway. Let's go. As you open the refrigerator door, a whiff of ammonia sticks in your nostrils. Watery light glints off the door's polished interior. The fridge is stacked full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labeled. It's hard to tell through the opaque plastic, but they appear to be full of meat. Inspect the containers. You pop the lid off a container to take a closer look. The first thing that hits you is the smell. The meat in here is beyond rancid. White mold frosts the sides of the bin, and it's all that you can do from gagging. As you rush to put the lid back on, you recognize a familiar shape in the rotten meat. A mangled human hand. Is that what I think it is? Glory's voice is flat. Ritual supplies. The adversary prefers them aged. Harrow teaches all the initiatives how to do it, how to harvest the meat, how to store it, but how to label it. Nobody likes doing it at first, but you learn. By the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. I get the picture. I warned you that you'd see things you didn't want to in here. You weren't lying. She turns away from you. Come on, let's keep moving. Forgot to check this terminal, though. I don't have decking. I'm not a decker. But if I was, that would be kind of cool. You can hear a distant murmuring sound come from inside the room. Voices. 3, maybe 4, all talking amongst themselves. You can't make out what they're saying, but one of the voices sounds desperate. You've heard the tone before. It's the sound of a man pleading for his life. We should keep moving. Whatever's going on in there, we don't want to get involved. Getting involved is the entire reason why we came. Yes, it is, but the cultists in there have been brainwashed by Harrow. Whatever they're doing in there, it isn't happening of their own accord. After we've purified the shrine, then we can intervene. But if we go in there now, they're going to attack us, and we're going to have to kill them. That's not what I came here to do. Put your ear to the door. I'm not leaving without knowing what's going on in that room. You strain your ears to hear what the people in the other room are saying. As you focus, the sound crystallizes and become clear. You shouldn't have come here. The tools of the government aren't welcome at First Still. You hear a soft sound. You recognize it instantly, a blade being drawn from a sheath. We have a use for people like you. Please think about this. I have kids at home, not much younger than you. The voice is low and full of dread. I'm not here to represent any government. I'm not a threat to you. I was only doing my job. You're wearing a uniform. That makes you a tool and a pawn and our enemy. Harrow said so. I'm just a park ranger. I'm only here to do a wildlife survey. I didn't even know that you people were out here. But now you do. And if you leave this place, others will find out. You brought this on yourself. No, please. The voice dissolves into a long, piercing scream. Kick open the door. Sorry, Glory. We can't let this happen. Hello there. Hello there. Ooh, you dicks. You freaking dicks. You freaking dicks. How dare you hit me with that? Oh man, I wish I could take cover behind that damn jukebox. That would have been great. I think I'm gonna have Glory move in first. Yeah, we'll go right here with her. And as for me, I will go over there. Dang. No cover. Oh, okay, right here. I think my controller, I'm just gonna buy a PS5, y'all. Let's go ahead and hit him with the killing hand. And then we're going to hit him with the killing hand. Oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Wow. How did that not kill her? He's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Beating your ass, bitch. You motherfucking bitch. You step toward the park ranger. His eyes are wide, and they move from you to Glory in the scene of to the scene of carnage in the room. It takes you a moment to realize that Glory isn't following you. You turn to find her standing in place, staring at the bodies of the slaughtered acolytes. Her expression is unreadable. It had to be done, Glory. They would have killed them. Back when I lived here, I would have too. She looks away. All that we've done is trade 2 innocent lives for one. Maybe so, but they were the ones holding the knives. After a long pause, she nods. Yeah. The ranger staggers forward and collapses to his knees. He's bleeding in a dozen places from long, shallow wounds. The blood pours from his body in sheets, pooling in a slick on the hardwood floor. I don't know who you are, but thank you. He grimaces and claps a hand on his left forearm. Blood oozes between his fingers. Those monsters were going to bleed me out. They took turns cutting me, carved up my arm like a holiday rose. Can you patch him up, Glory? She kneels beside him to inspect the damage. I can fix this. He'll need a trip to the hospital, but I can get him on his feet. Glory goes to work binding the park ranger's wounds. Within a few minutes, she staunched the worst of the bleeding. Thank you. He struggles back to his feet. I think that I can make it out of here on my own. My truck isn't far from here. When you get to the hospital, people are going to have questions. What are you going to tell them? He stares at Glory for a moment, then his eyes flit to you. What do you want me to say? Get help. I want the world to know what's happening here. He nods. If that's what you want. He limps a few steps forward, then looks back at Glory. I owe my life for our line. I owe you both. Glory steals another glance at the dead cultist. She looks back up at the ranger and gives him a curt nod. When they took me, they confiscated my gear. I saw them stashed behind a vent in the garage before they dragged me in here. I don't need it. It only slowed me down. I'll take it. Thanks. Hell yes. Yeah, something is definitely wrong with my controller. Glory stares at the old Trivid player. When she speaks, her voice is flat. It's unbelievable how little things have changed. I remember stealing this for Harrow. The owner, well, he didn't need it anymore. I remember how proud Harrow was, how loved I felt. Any love that you might have felt from that man was a lie, Glory. You know that. Yes, you're right. Of course. She turns away from the Trivid player and stalks past you. Let's keep moving. You hear voices speaking in low tones to the wood of the door. You can't make out the words, but regular choruses of rough laughter tell you that the people on the other side are enjoying themselves. More of Harrow's acolytes. If we just walk through that door, they'll attack us, just like last time. We're looking for a key to get past that warded door. Could the girl who has it be in there? There is a pause before she responds. Yes, it's a definite possibility. When I was Harrow's second, I practically lived in that room. What is that, a dorm or a lounge or something? Her mouth tightens. Yes, you could call it that. A special place for Harrow's inner circle. The acolytes and the bait girls and Harrow's wives. Marta and I used to spend a lot of time in there. Open the door. We're going in. Be ready. Ooh. It says 0 AP. Why do I only have 2 moves then? Like, that is the weirdest shit ever, bro. Is this shit bugged or something? Bro, are you kidding me right now? Why do you guys keep hitting me? Okay, man, I am getting sick of you fuckers. Bitch. How dare you? Let me get some... See, that works. Hit him with the manifold. Ooh. Ooh. Bro, I am sick of that. I am sick of it. Cause I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Dude. Freaking asshole. Kill her. There's something in here that I want to see. A dirty and torn shirt lies discarded on the ground. The fabric is spattered with blood. Glory stares down at it, unblinking. An initiate must have worn that in here. It's way too small for an acolyte. Her voice is soft and sad. Maybe he did something to offend Harrow, or maybe a member of the inner circle was in the mood for sport. Doesn't matter either way. She looks away. The owner of this shirt doesn't need it anymore. Hanging against the wall, you find a grainy photograph that has been mounted to a wooden panel. The wood looks like it was recovered from a construction site. It's rough, splintery stuff, and there are a few nails jutting out of it at odd angles. The photo depicts a pair of teenage girls in ratty clothes, posing against a forested backdrop. The two are entwined in a loving embrace. One is leaning in to plant a kiss on the other's cheek, and the other one is smiling. The smiling girl has a head of fire-red hair. It takes a moment to realize what you're looking at. The red-haired girl is Glory. In the picture, she looks vibrant, happy, and alive. You don't recognize the other girl's face, but from what Glory has told you of her past, you guess that it's probably Marta. Glory stares at the photo. Her face is devoid of expression. After a moment, she closes her eyes. Is this a picture of you and Marta? Yes. Taken during the early days, shortly after I arrived here. Harold was holding the camera. He told us how sweet we were and how happy he was to have us here. She shakes her head. This place, these people, I love them so much. What a goddamn fool I was. A glint of light catches something small and delicate hanging from one of the nails in the wood. Leaning in, you can see the object clearly. A thin ring made of braided silver wires. Glory, know anything about this ring? Marta gave that to me on the day that this photo was taken. She said that she made it for me. I left it behind when I left this place behind. Maybe Marta still has feelings for you. Stranger things have happened. She stared at you. Haven't you been paying attention? Marta never cared about me. She was bait. It was her job to lure me here. Me. And 100 other kids like me. The ring doesn't mean anything. Then why does she keep it? I don't know. She stares at the ring for a long moment, then snatches it from the picture frame. She tucks it away into her satchel. It was mine, so I'm taking it. Now let's keep moving. Hell yeah. Glory pauses at the side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising the back alleys of Tübingen, looking for kids in need of help. The bait girls, Marta and the others like her, would offer them money or food or drugs or sex, whatever it took to get them into the van. And once they piled in, Harold and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that. She frowns. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. Coming back in here shows integrity, Glory. Most runners that I know wouldn't have done what you're doing tonight. Left to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have. You pushed me to do this, to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you for that. You don't owe me anything. She shrugs. Tell herself whatever you like. We both know the truth. Come on, let's keep moving. So Glory's full, I'm full. Yeah, I'll just send it to the stash. Sure. Okay, nothing here. This is the Initiate's dormitory. The new arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for these kids, Zero. Harold hasn't had a chance to ruin them yet. Then we need to stop him before he can. Glory raises a hand, suddenly alert. Wait. Listen. Movement in the other room. Listen closely. You strain your ears to listen. Soft voices from inside of the room come drifting out of a nearby vent. You hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp and smooth and sweet. It instantly puts you at ease. Calm now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track. We don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Glory's back stiffen. She flinches as though she's been stung. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. But what if it is someone? What if the bad people have found us? What if they followed me here and they've come to... The female voice cuts in, soft and comforting. Well then, we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harold won't let anyone hurt you. Not here, in this place, not ever again. You hear another boy's voice. This one is deeper. Are you certain, Marta? Positive. Be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. It's her, the girl who lured you here. She gives a curt nod. That's right, Marta. The bait that Harold used to draw me to this place. What do you want to do? Glory pauses, grits her teeth, finally. She spits out an answer. She's still here. She'll be Harold's number one, my old position. He had his way with all of us, but he was always sweet on Marta. That means she'll have a key to the shrine room. Maybe we can talk to her, convince her to give us the key. Maybe, but not here, not now. Those kids in there, they'd all die for her. They already love her. That's what she does. We can't risk confronting her in that room. If the situation turns ugly and any one of those kids will happily eat a bullet for her. And that's not what I came here to do. We're already writing off the possibility of killing Harrow. Let's do the world a favor and kill his second in command. No, we're not gonna do. Yeah. Part of me wants to kill her. She's the reason why a lot of kids wound up here, including me. She scowls, and a razor flicks out of her fingertips. A second later, she retracts them. We'll deal with her later, though. Not in that room and not in front of those kids. Marta's voice floats back through the vent. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow. The biggest day of your lives. You get to meet Harold. I promise you. After you speak with him, you'll see the whole world in a different way. A better way. The adolescent voice trembles out of response. All right, Marta. Have a good night. A lovely musical laugh pours through the vent. You too, dear heart. All of you. You hear the distant sound of a door sliding shut. Glory takes a deep breath, then releases it. The coast is clear. We can handle the initiates. They're just a bunch of scared kids. Without Marta there to egg them on, they won't try anything. Open the door. No time like the present. The initiate closes the door, whips his head up to look at you. He takes a stutter step backward in alarm and opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that. Glory looks deep into the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. We're friends of Harrow's. Don't bother calling Marta out here. We're just going in there to have a word with her. The initiate eyes you nervously. His gaze flits to Glory, then falls to her cyber limbs. He swallows. Yeah, okay. He takes a step back. You do that. The initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limbs, her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contact lenses and a shock of blue hair. She glances up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your picture before. You shouldn't have been in that room. It isn't safe for initiates in there. It was a dare. Please don't tell Marta or Mr. Harrow. I don't want to get in trouble. I won't. And to answer your question, yes, I did live here. I was like you, a scared kid brought here by Marta for a chance at a new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you or they do for the wrong reasons, but Marta, she cares about us. There is a long pause, and then the initiate looks up to you. Screwing up her courage, she speaks. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead. Ask away. Well, I overheard Marta talking with Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think that they were talking about our meeting with him, the one that Marta was just telling us about, where we'll learn to see the world in a different way. Go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled, but what I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about a shrine, and then it sounded like he changed the subject, because he started talking about dinner. Something about chopping up meat. Well, Marta got real upset, said they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it, stuff like that. But then Mr. Harrow said some things, and then she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. And so I was just wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Marta is okay, but I can't ask her about it because I don't want her to find out I was eavesdropping. Sorry, I'm new here myself. Glory, do you have any ideas? Could be any number of things. She turns to face the initiate. Her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it, sweetie. We'll make sure that Marta is okay. Alright, but don't tell her that I told you, please. Don't worry, we won't. The girl smiles sheepishly and steps back. As you pass by her on your way to the door, Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. I don't know for certain what Harrow has planned for those kids, but I do know one thing. Whatever it is, we aren't going to let it happen. Agreed. Marta is just on the other side of this door. However this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterward. If she dies, Harrow will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Crystal, let's do this. The woman in this room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down over her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover. The lure that Harrow used to draw her and so many others to Firstel. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory, and she takes in her cyberware. Her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Marta swallows. The horrified look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory. All at once, the horror on Marta's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward, her arms extended to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice frosts over with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. Marta stops short. One of his creatures, Glory? What are you talking about? You know as well as I do. You worship that monster. You seduced me into coming here so that I would worship him. If you hadn't found me, if you hadn't baited me, none of this would have happened. None of what? I haven't done anything. If you just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship, and I wouldn't have to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. She looks genuinely hurt. Harrow and I rescued you from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled you away from all that. I saved you. There is a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time, I'm completely numb. But for you, I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. The razors flick out of Glory's fingertips. Her lips curl into a snarl. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. I think that we should hear her out. Something strange is happening here. She nods eagerly, her eyes fixed on Glory's razors. I'll prove it to you. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you that I'm telling the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. She wheels to face you. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose. Here, remember? She's bait. Why should we listen to anything that she has to say? Because of this. And that photo was nailed to. If she were lying, she wouldn't have kept them all these years. Glory stares at you for a moment, naked hostility on her face. Then the razors slide back into their housings with a click. All right, Marta, convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids that you bring here. You know what happened to me. But you're still luring them here into Harrow's clutches all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment, you can see the conflict behind Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry, at war with herself. For a moment, she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside of the compound comes back, and her face changes. The muscles of her brow relax, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here, they aren't being hurt. They're just walking the path to a free and pure life, just like Harrow taught us. I haven't even been in First Cell for an hour, Marta. In that time, I found evidence of horrifying levels of abuse. She flinches in agitation, but you hear the whispering again, and she calms herself. Her joyful smile widens. Nothing that happens here is without reason. Harrow is a great man, a prophet. When you meet him for yourself, you'll understand. He'll make you see. She's too far gone to parse what you're saying, Zero. After so many years living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward and grabs Marta by the shoulders. It's a curiously soft gesture. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please, give me your key. It's important. She blinks. Key? Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine, I need it. Don't ask why, just do this for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted, then the moment passes. No. Harrow said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders. It would be wrong. You question him him about what he's planning on doing with those initiates back there. Was that wrong? That's different. She blinks. Then that whispering sound returns, soft and insistent, and the flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You wouldn't understand. Then maybe you could explain to me. Maybe if you could answer my questions, I'd be able to see the light. She nods eagerly. Yes, yes, please, go on, ask your questions. I'll explain everything. And you'll see for yourself how perfect and right our way really is, how beautiful it can be. I've read Harold's... Oh, dang, I spilled my water. Whoops, hold up, sorry about that. Let me grab my towel. Oh, dang it. Spilled my water. Let me get this out of here. Oh, man. Yep. Yeah, hold on real quick. I'll be back. I'm back. I am back. Sorry, I had to get some food. I was hungry, and I spilled the water. You know, it was all bad. I've read Harrow's manifesto. Looks like he spends a lot of time talking about charity. She nods eagerly. Yes, of course, charity. That, the kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. But then, in his rules of living, he says that all free thinkers are supposed to be selfish. Well, yes, but, and after that, he says that only the strong deserve to prosper. So which is it? Marta blinks. She looks momentarily confused. Then you see the conviction climb back down behind her eyes. You just don't understand the beauty of his message, the truth behind it. Glory said that the two of you spent a lot of time in the lounge back when she lived here. What did you do there? She shrugs. The usual. Drink, play games, have sex, watch the trid, the sort of things that lovers usually do in their free time. Why do you ask? Because we found a tattered, bloodstained shirt in there. Looked like it came from an initiate. The confusion washes over her face again. She begins blinking agitatedly and fidgeting. Then that unseen force clamps down again and she seems to calm. So you found a shirt, so what? There could be hundreds of explanations for that. You know the kind of things that happened in that room, Marta. You heard the stories. We both did. She shakes her head. I've never seen an initiate harmed in that room, not once. And as for the rumors, well, they're just that, rumors. They have to be. Harrow is hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Her smile shifts into an expression of mock concern. Hurting? How so? When Glory lived here, you had her kill a man for his Trivid player. How can that be right? Marta's forced smile falls, her brow furrows, and suddenly she looks afraid. That was a long time ago. That man, Harrow said that he had to die, but I don't remember why. There was no reason, Marta. None that matters. I should know. I'm the one who killed him. She remained silent for a time before replying. Say whatever else you wanted to say. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. You feel the whispering again. Marta shakes her head to clear away the fog. You're right. Something strange is going on here. Things don't add up. I don't know why I'd never seen it before. What is wrong with me? It isn't you. It's this place. It gets into your head. It took a lot more than this to wake me up to it. So you'll give us the amulet? No, I can't go against Harrow's wishes. He told me never to take it off, and I won't. But I will come with you. If I can help save these kids from what's happening here, that's what I have to do. That's what we're here for. In that case, let's move on to the shrine room. I'll get you through the door. I won't let any more children come to harm. Marta, are these friends of yours? Yes, dear heart, they are. We all need to go have a word with Harrow now. You get to bed. You have a big day tomorrow. I thought maybe Marta knew something about it, but nope. As you step forward, the scintillating red light that streams from the door flickers and dies. There is a strange lurching sensation in your gut, but it clears almost instantly. The door swings open with a touch. That seems to have done it. Glory nods, then reaches into her satchel. Her hand comes back out clutching a small jar. I'm going to put a smear of this on your forehead. It's a sort of alchemical balm. Her voice goes quiet. Harrow taught me how to make it. She unscrews the cap from the jar, revealing a pale white ointment. The surface glitters strangely in the dim light. If you ever wondered where my share of the take from our jobs has gone, this is the answer. Powdered orichalcum isn't cheap. I'm sure that it isn't. Where did you even find a supplier? The talismonger, Algernon, hooked me up with a contact of his in the Troll Königgreich Schwarzwald. His prices are high, but considering the rarity of the material, they're fair. Thankfully, I don't need that much of it to make the bomb. She dips a metallic fingertip into the jar and begins to stir. The boundaries between the material world and the astral plane are weak here. This stuff acts sort of like a lens. It focuses your perceptions, makes the haze real. Marta cuts in, her voice is full of wonder. It lets you commune with his servitors, the emissaries of our great master, the adversary. She applies a smear of ointment onto her forehead. Looks like a glob of glittering white paint. Not the way I'd have put it, but yes. With this, we can deal with the spirit on his own level. I've only done this with Harold before. He warned me never to try it without him. She shivers. There are strange things in the place we're about to visit. Whatever's waiting for us, we can handle it. She dips her finger back into the balm and traces it down your forehead. The ointment that feels cool and oily on your skin. I know. She fishes in her bag a second time and pulls out a pair of silver necklaces. A rune-inscribed pendant dangles from each. This will protect your astral self from spiritual possession. Don't take it off while we're dealing with the shrine, whatever you do. Put on the pendant. Got it. What about Marta? She touches a finger to the amulet that hangs around her neck. I'll be fine. This will work just as well. Glory puts on her own pendant. The necklace glitters slightly against her pale skin. I don't know what's going to happen when we step into that room, Zero. We're playing with forces outside of our control. Are you ready to do this? Ready as I'll ever be. Marta smiles, her eyes glitter with anticipation. I'm ready. Let's go then. Once we've purified the spirit, we can see about rescuing those kids. Harold will get away, but we can worry about that later. That's the plan. Let's do it. As you approach the shrine, a chorus of high sibilant voices fills the air. The sound is light and airy, but something about it fills you with a bone-deep dread. Welcome home, Glory. Glory's eyes go wide. She opens her mouth to speak, but no sound escapes her. Glory, what? Something slams into you. A wave of intangible forces that turn your consciousness inside out and sends shockwaves reverberating through your mind. The world lurches and everything goes black. Slowly, you begin to stir. Murky, flickering impressions invade the oily stillness of your conscious mind. The sensations come in waves, washing up over you and jerking you back toward consciousness. You smell acrid smoke and burning meat. The roar of distant flames whispers in your ears. When your eyes flutter open, a dull red glare fills your vision. As you attempt to struggle to your feet, you become dimly aware that the gravity here feels wrong. Everything is heavier than it should be. Slowly, the waves grow still and your senses calm. You find yourself staring into an infinite horizon. The blasted ruins of Forstel stretch out in all directions as far as the eye can see. Is this astral space? No. Warily, she surveys her surroundings. We're someplace else. You're going to have to be more specific. I don't have answers for you, but there's one thing that I am sure of. Whatever this place is, the adversary holds sway here. Marta stares into the abyss, her mouth agape. This isn't right. This place. It doesn't normally look like this. When I came here with Harrow, it was all green fields and marble halls. Her voice goes quiet. It was so beautiful last time. It was a lie, Marta. What we're seeing now, this is the truth. Your truth, maybe. Her voice goes quiet. What I saw was real. I think that you're both right, in a way. I think when Marta traveled here, she saw her interpretation of the adversary's domain. Now, we're seeing glories. That's an interesting observation. What makes you say that? Why does it matter? I suppose that it doesn't. She grimaces as a sudden wave of heat washes over her. Come on, you two. The spirit will be around here. Somewhere. Marta nods eagerly. You're right. I've seen it. In the heart of this place. That's where we'll find it. Alright, let's go. And we are off to the races. Oh, that's not good. And I just took 18 damage. Great. Oh, yeah, genius. That is not good. Okay, let's stride up. We're about to stride to here. Okay, let's adrenal pump now. Alright, then we're gonna go right there. Marta can heal. Oh yes, thank you, Marta. Thank you very much. Okay, so me, I'm about to hit him with this. And I'm about to hit him with the manifest. Dang it. That thing has hella armor. Yeah, let's just get that armor up out of there. Pierces up to 1 armor. Ooh. Down, Bro, are you kidding me right now? Okay, bro. Here, take that. 27 damage. That's good, boys. Glory? I need that adrenaline pump up. We're gonna pump it up. Okay. Oh, excuse me. The siege. Ooh. I'm going in. So this thing only does 8 damage. That is freaking not good. I mean, it's okay. Like, for 0, that's not bad. But it's just, I don't know. Like, this is a perfect time to hit this right here. Right there. Don't miss. Yes. Ooh, hold up. Hold up, bro. Relax. Ash, relax, homeboy. Wait, are you? No. Oh my god. You take cover right there and heal yourself, because you are going to die. Yeah, I gotta protect Marta. Like, I forgot about that. Let's go ahead and get up in there. Get in the action. Going to punch you. And then we're going to punch you. I missed. Okay. He's healing. Okay, he healed him. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna hit this dude with the quick strike. Oh, 15 damage. Okay. Ooh. Glory, finish him off, please. Damn, she lost AP. That is dumb. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Keep kicking over my drinks, but this one had the cap on it, so it didn't spill over. Oh, Glory, you're okay. Yes, kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Yes, kill him. Alright, let's go in the next room. The thing hovering before you is hideous. Its broad chest is jacketed in scale-like patches of burning coal, and its many sets of antlers shimmer with heat. It smells like a barn fire, wood smoke, burning fur, and blackening bodies. At the sight of it, Marta falls to her knees. Tears stream down her cheeks, and she stares up at the spirit in whimpering supplication. Marta, we welcome you back to our domain, child. It speaks in a chorus of clear, lilting voices. You don't hear them so much as feel them. The sensation is strange, like hundreds of butterflies fluttering in your chest. You remain silent until you are addressed. Do you understand? She nods mutely and clasps her hands to her chest. Ragged breaths heave out of her. She looks like a woman possessed. Good. The fluttering feeling swells, and you feel your knees go weak. Marta sobs with joy. Glory, welcome, child. What a pleasure it is to see you again. Glory steps forward, trepidation on her face. Standing before the towering form of the spirit, she looks frail and small. She takes a deep breath, steels herself, and speaks. I know what you were, spirit, before the adversary twisted you, before Harold bound you into this rock. She drops a hand to the satchel at her side. I can help you to be that again. All that you need to do is let me. The spirit chuckles, a strange, warbling sound that sends a shiver down your spine. We are not in need of help. We are our great master's servant, just as Harold is. Just as you are, despite your misguided attempt to cut away his love from your heart. The voices in your head soften, become sad, but the fluttering in your chest turns ugly, like the buzzing wings of a swarm of blowflies. You have mangled yourself beyond repair, and you did it to spite him. He who was your greatest benefactor. You betrayed him, child, but he loves you all the same. Cut the shit, spirit. We all know what your master's love does to people. Slowly, terribly, the spirit begins to turn. You can hear the crack and pop of splintering vertebrae as its enormous head shifts on its shoulders. It fixes its cavernous gaze on you. Your friend, this outsider, slanders our great master, but we take no offense. His words are like the babble of a newborn babe. He is ignorant of the truth. The spirit inclines its head toward you. If the noise continues, we will teach him, and the babble will cease. Glory shouts you a sidelong glance. She mouths a word. Don't. I have a message for you from our great master. He has a gift for you, a peace offering, one that he offers freely, a sign of his continued affection for you. He knows that you desire his servant's destruction. As a symbol of his love, he will grant you the power to bring an end to Harrow. He knows that you wish to free the children of Verstel. As a sign of his compassion, he will help you set them free. You can have everything that you want, child. All of this and more. That's a nice pitch, spirit, but you neglected to mention the price. The spirit leans toward her, clasping its hands. This will cost you nothing. A simple gesture, a trifle, a show of good faith. If you demonstrate your love for him, he will reward you beyond your wildest dreams. Remove the protected ward from your neck, and his gift is yours for the taking. Yours forevermore. Glory cranes her neck to look up at the reeking, cadaverous thing that looms over her. I had my own limbs hacked off to get away from the adversary. I paid somebody to do it. That's how badly I wanted to be free of your great master. Your offer is as pathetic as it was predictable. To be frank, I'm disappointed in you. The barn fire stench of the spirit thickens, and its antlers glow white. The heat radiating from this thing is like an oven, a kiln, a blast furnace. If you rebuke our great master a second time, I will chew what's left of you into mulch. The marrow from your bones will nourish the garden. I promise you this, child. I promise it. I have a better idea. She dips a hand into her satchel and produces a ceremonial dagger. The blade shimmers eerily in the lights. We're going to purify you, spirit, and after we've finished, you'll help us rescue those kids. The spirit cackles. Very well, child. If pain is what you seek, we'll bring it to you. Beneath its leathery skin, the thing's bones begin to shift, straining against the ligaments and tendons that bind them. A hideous cracking sound fills the air as its skeleton splinters and pops. As you watch, the spirit's body begins to rupture. Great lesions open up in the creature's chest and back, and its ribcage cracks from some horrible internal pressure. The spirit's chest heaves, and a foul liquid pours from the rips in its flesh. A flash of light stabs your eyes, and when your vision clears, you find 3 identical spirits floating before you. Death comes in many forms, child. The fluttering sensation in your chest grows into a rasping pain that steals the breath from your lungs. It feels like you're being eaten alive. Yours will be swift and brutal. Alright, where they at though? Oh damn, okay. Yeah, let's get up in there. We are going to punch them. Punch. Okay. Glory, we're going in. We are going in. Yes. Yes. Is there anywhere to hide right here? There. Ooh. Oh, that's no good. It's no good. Uh-oh. Oh my god, they're coming after me, bro. They're coming after me, bro. A figure materializes out of shadow. The form is wispy and insubstantial, a projection of a man distorted by distance. His silhouette ripples like a flag in the wind. Through the haze, you can see his face. He is more beautiful than handsome, with sculpted features and an unnaturally youthful complexion. His expression is sad. Harrow. Glory. The voice is deep but faint, and marred by echoes. It sounds as if he's shouting from the far end of a long tunnel. You shouldn't have come here. I was content to let you live out your life in peace. I've come to put an end to this place, Harrow. This place and your pathetic, sickening cult. And you, Marta? He turns his head to stare at her, a sad smile on his face. I've given you everything. Will you repay my love with betrayal? As she tries to respond, her voice catches in her throat. I'm with you, Glory. Harrow. I'm with Glory, Harrow. I would never hurt you, but this has to end tonight. The projection of Harrow sighs. Betrayal it is then. Very well. The air all around him begins to pulse with scintillating bursts of color. His rippling, transparent form glows with heat from within. You've brought this upon yourselves. What, bro? Okay. What are you trying to say, my guy? Because I will beat you up. You know I'm good for that. I'm good for beating people up. That is what I do. That is what I do. That is what I do, my boy. This is what I do. This is what I do. I beat people. I beat people. This is what I do. Go ass out of here, my boy. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Ooh. Did you see that? Don't you say this? Don't you say this? Ooh. I see what you're trying to do, my guy. I'm the magical, mystical fighter. You cannot hurt me. Oh, Lord, we're gonna have to finish this guy off. Because this fucking guy is doing way too much. My magic hands. That's not good. That is not good. The arrow is running, bro. Look at that. Look, I am the ultimate fighter. Arrow, come here, bro. Come here. I'm about to beat you up. Your ass up out of here, my boy. I should bring out the young samurai Soro, man. I should. I'm about to do it. I'm doing it, y'all. I'm doing it. I'm bringing out the young samurai Soro. I'm tired of them. I am tired of you. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. That was not good. That was not good. Got him. Oh, they're all around me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's time to bomb them now. Bomb them. We're gonna hit him with the bomb. Wait, where is Glory? 1, 2, 3. Where is Glory? Oh, Glory is like, oh, damn, hold up. We're going right here. Okay, now we're gonna bomb them. Now we are going to bomb them. Now we're going to bomb them. Now we're going to bomb them. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Oh, damn. Nah, I can't. Well, we're going in for the slice. Yeah, boy. Take that. Yeah. I don't pull out this samurai sword that often, but when I do, I go crazy with this motherfucker. And I'm about to show you how I go crazy with this shit. Weakened. The spirit's form flickers and sparks. The burning coals that cling to its body fall off in clumps, and its searing antlers begin to cool. The chorus of lilting voices warbles and shrieks as its body transmogrifies into something else. Through the haze, you can see Harrow's eyes go wide. At once, his rippling silhouette begins to fade back into the shadows, whence it came. His body becomes insubstantial. Go ahead and run, you fucking coward. Run back to the real world, and whatever hole you crawled out of, we'll catch you. Shadows in the shape of a man smile back at you. The distance in his voice is increased. It sounds like he's shouting from miles away. I don't think so. You don't even know where the real me is, Glory. Oh, don't worry. We'll find you. We're good at that sort of thing. The projection flashes you a condescending grin. Believe whatever you like, fool. It won't do you any good. Years from now, I'll still be doing what I do, and you will have accomplished nothing. We've stopped you for now. The kids you've lured here are going someplace safe. That isn't nothing, Harrow. It's everything. The projection chuckles. The sound is thin and hollow. You know better than that. But nothing makes me happier than the sound of you lying to yourselves. Goodbye, Glory. The shadow slowly dissipates, and Harrow is gone. Run, coward. Run far, far away. We'll find you. Glory continues staring for a long moment at the spot where the projection of Harrow vanished. Her expression is unreadable. Slowly, she turns away. The spirit writhing from form continues its transformation. Twisted claws buckle, break, and reform. Charred bones begin to heal. The barnfire stench of it slowly dies away, replaced by an array of more pleasant smells, oak and pine and mineral oil, rustic feasts and mulled wine. As it cools, the spirit raises its head. Its body is as shaky as a newborn foal's. What has happened to us? What have we done? You did what the adversary wanted you to do. Use your imagination. But we couldn't have. You don't get to run from this. You've committed unspeakable acts, Spirit. Loathsome, unforgivable crimes. You have corrupted children, turned them into killers. You have been a party to violence, torture, and the desecration of corpses. You've created monsters. The spirit cringes, shaking its great head from side to side. It doesn't speak, but a low rumbling sound emanates from somewhere deep in its chest. Unpleasant to think about, isn't it? But you have to, Spirit. You can't run from what you've done. Your actions are a part of you, whether you like it or not. The rumbling sound turns into a tormented howl. The noise conjures images of mourning mothers and caged animals, screeching orphans and dying men. It is a sound of pure, unmitigated despair. Glory takes a step toward the giant creature. Listen to me, Spirit. I need your help. We're here to rescue the cultists of Verstel. The kids whose minds you touched. We're getting them out of here before the adversary can do to them what it did to you. The spirit stares at Glory for a long moment. Finally, it dips its head in a nod. Yes, we will help you. Good. Now get out of those kids' minds. We have already done so. The cultists of Verstel are themselves again. The spirit bows its head. We wish to do more. We have much to atone for, as you said. Just what do you hope to do? Make amends, heal the sick and the wounded, bring them the succor of hearth and home, but we can do nothing without your help. We are still bound to this shrine, anchored here. We cannot leave without your assistance. Tell us what you need us to do. We need an appropriate vessel to carry us out of the rock. Something touched by magic, but more dead than alive. It dips its head. Do you have anything that can help us? Gingerly, she reaches up and wraps a hand around the protective ward that hangs around her neck. Yes, I think that I do. With a single motion, she snaps the chain. The pendant falls to the floor. The heart of Firstel lowers its eyeless head, then traces an elaborate gesture into the air. A warm glow envelops it, and a similar glow spills from Glory. There's a bright flash, and the spirit is gone. Glory, are you okay? Slowly, she rises. She looks you in the eye, a quizzical expression on her face. I can feel it. The spirit. It's bound to me now. So what does that mean? Can the spirit help us, like it said? See for yourself. She raises an arm and you feel a burst of warmth and comfort in your chest. It wants to help people, to heal them. It wants redemption, just like I do. Together, maybe we'll find it. Behind your eyes, the vision starts to twist. It feels as though you're being turned inside out. Time to go. With the spirits linked to the adversary severed, the entire reality is falling apart. See you in the real world, Glory. Yeah. She offers you a grateful smile. I'll see you there. Slowly, you swim back to consciousness. Struggling to your feet, you find Glory already standing and alert. I can feel them. The spirit set them free, but we're trapped somewhere here in the complex. The initiates, you mean? Yes, and others. We need to find them and get out of here. The connection between this compound and wherever we are is breaking down. As that place disintegrates, more and more things are spilling through. Say no more. We're getting out of here. Not without the cultists, but yes. She strides toward the door. Let's get moving. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. As you kick the door open and stumble forward into the room, you find yourself surrounded by a sea of teenage faces. Initiates, all huddled together and trembling, with the spirit's influence clear from their minds. They look frightened and lost, like kids who've had their security blankets torn away. Glory steps forward. When she speaks, her voice is gentle. Come on, all of you. We're taking you to safety, someplace far away from here. A scrawny teenager in a ratty coat stares at Glory's chrome, his mouth hanging slack. His voice cracks when he speaks. What happened to you? Your arms? Something that you'll never need to worry about. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. Marta cradles her head in her hands. Yes, let's. You thread your way through the streets of the Schoenbusch Forest, tracing your way back to the thicket where you and Glory hid the van. The inferno that consumed Firstel is spreading, and the conflagration casts the forest around you in a sinister orange light. The heat at your back is intense, unbearable. Far ahead, Glory blazes a trail for you to follow, shredding the foliage in her path. Marta shepherds the shell-shocked initiates along behind you, doing what she can to keep them calm and moving. The fire is moving fast, but you're faster. As Marta helps the last of the kids into the van, you put the vehicle in gear and punch the accelerator. The burning ruin of Firstel recedes into the distance, a glowing speck in the rearview mirror. The peace and safety of the cruise bazaar lie ahead. So wait, how much karma did we get for that? 2. Wow. That is not that much. That really is not that much karma. Like, wow. For real? Seriously? 2 karma? For all of that? Glory stands, an introspective look on her face. At the sound of your approach, she turns to face you. She nods at you. Thank you for your help at Firstell. I couldn't have done it without you. Speaking of which, I've been meaning to talk with you about that. After the things we saw in there, I'm not surprised. Go ahead, Zero. I'm listening. Harrow got away, just like you said he would. Yes, she frowns. Yes, and he's already putting distance between himself and the Shone Bush Forest. How do you want to go about tracking him? Finding Harrow is going to be a full-time job. I can't track him down while we still have a great dragon hanging over our heads. After we've dealt with Volclair and the Firewing, I'll devote myself wholeheartedly to finding that bastard and finishing this. But for now, we need to keep our eyes on the road ahead. What did you wind up doing with the cultists that we rescued? Did you send them to Samuel? No, he has enough to worry about keeping the people of the Cruise Bazaar safe. Those kids that we rescued, they've been damaged by Harrow's philosophies. They can get better, but it's going to take time. Trying to integrate them into our society too quickly would be dangerous. So where did they go? I took them to the talismonger, Algernon. He said that he knew a place where they could get help. It won't be easy for them, or quick, but they'll get better in time. How are things going between you and Marta? She smiles sadly. They aren't. I'm glad that she's still alive. In time, she'll heal. But she has a lot of unwanted baggage to deal with. A lot of psychological trauma from the time that she spent with Harrow. She still worships him, you know. It was all that I could do to keep her from running off after him. So where is she? Somewhere here in the Cruise Bazaar? No, I offered, but she wouldn't come. She still thinks of cities as places that she needs to save people from. I don't know where she's going to wind up. I don't even think that she does. But when she gets there, she'll reach out to me. That much she promised. She looks away. Let's talk about something else, Zero. I'd rather not dwell on this if I don't have to. That answers all of my questions. Thanks for taking the time to talk. Anytime, Zero, and thanks again. I mean that. As you approach the counter, you find Absinthe reading a small, soy calf-stained booklet. The pages are old and weathered. Zero. When you speak with men who are not men, the fleshy puppets imprisoned behind glass, you must remember that they dream. They may not be real people by your definition of the term, but they do have dreams. That alone makes them worth saving. I'm looking to buy some magic. Then you'll want to talk to Algernon. He's just around the corner. That's all that I needed. Be well, human. Okay. Hello again. May I help you? Can I see what you're selling? Okay, so did you get anything else, Algernon? Man, bro, like, I need more. I need more. I need more. Okay, I have 7 karma. You know what? We'll just stack it for now. Confirm. Okay. So we're gonna save the game here. I'm gonna go outside first. So we're gonna save the game here, and we'll get into the next mission in the next stream. There's a call. Like I said, we're almost at the end of the game. Yeah. But that's gonna be it for the stream. I hope everyone enjoyed that came by. I'm sorry again, Chub Chubs. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. This is Gamer Zero, and I'm signing out. Deuces, everybody.